Hello, Rovafazo Sandra Shoko, the Startup Bay here, lawyer by profession and the legal incubation manager at Elevate Trust, which is a youth capacity building organization based in Zimbabwe. I head the Department of Incubation and Enterprising that looks at how to co-create spaces for young students, young small business owners, women in business, on how they can grow their ideas from just being a survival businesses really to being enterprising, profit-making entities. So my work really and my dream is to focus on how in Africa can be industrialized through the growth of SMMEs, especially through startups. Because I believe Africa can take that position, that competitive position in the global economy through the growth of startups. So my work as a Startup Bay takes up 3 parts, which is ideating, innovating, enterprising. Ideating really just mainly looks at pitch competitions, creating that space for young people to be able to think outside the box, because sometimes the curriculum is a bit restricting. How do we create quality employment without creating quality businesses? And this is where they can think outside the box and just be able to ideate. And the competitions that we've hosted include the Student Startup Summit, which is over 1,000 entrepreneurs coming from the different parts of the country to bring up their ideas. I also facilitate the YAG competition, which is run by NBA and SunBio. And also I work with private corporates like Bank ABC with the FinTech Challenge that is held annually. In terms of innovating, it's mainly looking at how else can we think around employment structures or different things outside the box, not just in terms of business, but even like the different walks of life that we work through. So I train the Under Founders Institute. I'm appointed as a trainer, and I work with the Cameroon chapter and the Zimbabwean chapter, training them on that. And also under the Nigerian sphere of it, I work with pocket lawyers in training them. And then in terms of enterprising, this is where incubation comes in place. I've designed a year-long incubation program that looks from technical feasibility, mentorship matching, investor matching, and right through to commercialization, so that we take these ideas from ideation to then grow long into actual businesses in this process. So I've successfully incubated FarmHeart, which is an agri-tech company, Collab-Me, which works on artist formulation, and also Noble Savage. And all this, and I am currently working with 5 others currently in the system. And incubation also really goes beyond just this year-long program, but also partnerships building. So we've got other businesses that might not necessarily be in certain structures, but still need the support of training, market access. And through this, I've established the By Zimbabwe Youth and SME Desk, which really looks at how do we further train and further help out these businesses. And where officially I'm starting off a database for SMMEs in Zimbabwe, which will also help the intra-entrepreneur networking among them. And this is such an exciting platform for them. And in terms of partnership buildings, one of the other exciting programs is capacitating innovation hubs around the country. The government has done such a brilliant work in building innovation hubs and put the infrastructure in them, but something is lacking in terms of how they can then produce and operate at least 3/4 capacity. And through the program that we're launching, this is going to help them just work out better. So the first leg of it was the Innovators Breakfast Meeting, which worked on bridging the gap between academia and industry, and brought over 100 participants, from Innovation Hub directors to captains of industry, just to see where's the gap and how can we bridge it. And it was going to look like a high-level Indaba in December as we move on forward. And also next year we'll be doing different assessments to our specialization. And currently I'm in Cape Town, and I'm doing my master's in law, and I'm working on my thesis is working on building a startup law framework towards the AFCTA, because really a lot of times when the law is formulated, it is not centered towards what the actual SMEs need and how to grow, and law is so important in their growth. So this is where I'm coming in with this policy and the framework to try and build that in that sphere. And I'm also part of the Mandela Road Scholarship, which also helps with the different networks from the different African leaders, young people that are just like me doing different amazing things in their own space. And lastly, apart from the Startup Bay being in this space, I also run a non-profit organization called Mentor Me Please, which really works on building role model structures and mentorship for young people in orphanages and homes. Because when we speak about this sphere, we do not want to leave anyone behind. And that is the Startup Bay.